What's up everybody, hello and welcome to Planet Zoo Beta. We are here now finally in the game. The game is in open beta now for 2 days already for the pre-orders of the Digital Deluxe Edition. And as an avid fan of Zoo Tycoon 1, 2 and 3 and Planet Coaster, I'm especially eager to see this game and I hope you have a jolly good day with me while we create a fantastic zoo. Of course, this is a beta. I already know my basics of the game, so we are diving right into it. We're here now in the main menu. We have the career mode that we are going to skip. It's only one mission and it's really just a tutorial. And then we have the franchise mode, which is kind of, I think, the challenge mode. So money is pretty tight and we have to, well, survive with management and stuff like that. We also already have a community challenge here, so we have to release lions into the wild and get a certain, well, present while we do that. But let's not do that right now. We have to start a new franchise, that is a new chain of zoos, and we're going to call them Zootastic. And we are going to create our first zoo. Oh, we already get a new reward here. That's 100 of that currency there. What this currency is, I'm going to talk about in a second. We have to create a new zoo here. We only have the grasslands available at the moment, so we also have the desert, the tropical, temperate, taiga and tundra in the full game. Here we have the grassland in Asia, so there would be other continents here available as well. And then we go down here and call this zoo X or Zootastic. Actually, let's call it just Zootastic. We're only creating one zoo here for this beta anyway, so that's it already. Now we are in the loading screen, so see you on the other side. And here we are now in a completely empty, kind of like almost desert zone in Africa somewhere. It's Asia actually, it looks like Africa to me. And here we are, we only have the entrance here, and that's it, that's about it. And everything else we have to do ourselves. We have around $40,000 down there. And we also have 300 of conservation credits. So that is one of the new currencies that we're only getting with releasing animals into the wild, selling animals, sending your avatar to visit other zoos, logging in daily, and completing daily challenges. So those things are kind of like, well, yeah, we have to do challenges and stuff like that before we can actually spend it. We have 300, however, and we can use them for animals to get. Okay, so that's that. And again, I'm not an expert on this zoo game here just yet, so we are going to focus primarily on surviving because it's a pretty tough mode, and we're also, of course, making it as beautiful as possible. So the first thing that we want to do is we actually want to create a path like this one here. Okay, it's a big one. So in this case, what I can see here is we have the entrance right now, where of course nothing is happening, and we have the opening hours, and we also have the tickets. I'm going to raise the tickets right away since we actually do need a bit of money there. And that's about it, nothing else. So again, the first thing, let's build the street. So the street, the first one is here actually, and right away we're going to make, well, kind of like, I always like to have a main path and the whole zoo, you know, so that we actually follow this main path while we create something beautiful out of it. So as you can see, we're just having a few paths here, and I think we're also going to connect this one here right away then. So it's something like here, as you can see, and we're just starting over there then to the other side. Just like that, so we have a little center there where we can actually do stuff. So that's one of the things here, and I can also, of course, have the width here, like in Planet Coaster, so the interface is the same as we can see, and I just created the largest width here that is possible here with that street. And what we want to do first is, well, not getting some animals, unfortunately. The first thing we want to do is having a few facilities for my stuff and for my animals themselves. So that's something we need to do, and I'm going to do the central because we are going to need those buildings rather often. I'm going to reduce the width for this here to, let's say, 5. So it's a rather smaller side street here going into that. Okay, and then we're going to have a few buildings around it. So let's start with that. Facility buildings, and we're going for the staff facility here. And the first item that I want to have actually is the keeper hut. So the keeper hut is where we are storing animal food, you know, so my staff can then take that food and give it to the animals. So we're going to have it centrally here. That's because we're going to have some habitats around this keeper hut here, you know, so they can just go there then rather easily. So that's one. Actually, we are going to build a second one here right away with this architecture. So I just also want to show you a bit of the architectural style that we have here in the base game. And we also want to have a research center, so where we can research new technology. Just need to make sure that we are on the right track here, actually. Perfect. I think I kind of misclicked on this one here. Perfect, so that's that. Now we have a connection here. Okay, this is really just for the staff. We're going to have a lot of those things here, like also the staff building, where my staff can just relax and something like that. So it's also going to be here. Perfect. What else do we need? We need the Zoo Trade Center, so there we can purchase animals. Because at the moment, look at that, animal trading is grayed out. So at the moment, we can't actually get any animals there. Now we can, perfect. And now we can also exhibit trading. That's very important. Veterinary surgery, also very important for sick animals. It's a really expensive one though. So that cost me $5,000 there right away. Holy moly. Actually, let's wait. Nah, actually we should do that. So let's just build it. I hope it's fine to build it right now. Okay, perfect. So that's a little alley here now that we have with the food and stuff like that. So it's really just, it doesn't look that pretty, right? So we definitely want to kind of like put something in between those buildings and, well, where visitors go by and stuff like that. So we want to have a few trees. Let's see if we find something good here, jolly good. We have the bamboo. So actually we're in Asia, so it would make sense to have bamboos. We also have some massive beech trees here. And yes, let's use them. So I'm going to use a few of them here between the main path and the street. You know, so only the staff can actually see those buildings here because they're not looking that pretty, of course. And something else that we need is electricity. And for that, we need a transformer that we should actually have here somewhere. Transformer. There it is. Transformer. That gives us some electricity for surrounding buildings. Perfect. That's that. So those are our basic buildings, you know. So that we really need them. We really need them. They're done now. Perfect. And now we can start with the real cool things. So the first thing actually is we want to get a little habitat here for I don't know the animal yet, but let's just build something. So let's open up the barriers here, and then we have the red bricks, the wood logs, we have the corrugated. These are different types of walls that we have here. So I'm going to use the red bricks. I kind of like them. I'm not entirely sure why I do like them so much. I just do. And we're going to have, well, we're going to place them over here. Actually, in this case, because we want to make it round, I have to start over here. And then we're just going to place one brick here, here. And as you can see, it's automatically turning round then. And that's exactly what we want to do here. And then we're already turning around again. Very good. That's the first habitat here. Not the most pretty looking one, but don't worry, it's getting there. And we're not keeping it at one, of course. We're going to have a second one. The cool thing is you can connect those habitats just like that. So I'm going to have one more here, and then I can just connect it here. And we're already creating a second one here. Another one that we want. And this is a bit too long here for my taste, so let's reduce that length there a bit. Perfect. While we are enjoying this beautiful music there in the background. And that's the second habitat. And we want to have a third one here right away. So we are really diligent today. I'm going to have a second one here right away. And we also want to have it going over there. I think this is kind of like a bit too tight here now. Perfect, this is working out. Righto, now we can increase the length here again. As you can see. And, oh, yeah, we need to be a bit more careful here with the length. And then we're going over there into that. So we have 3 habitats now. That's pretty fine. All nice and dandy. They look rather empty so far. And nothing else is really happening here. So we also want to get, well, something for my guests. And I think, oh, actually, we don't have anything for guests at the moment, do we? Oh, yes, we actually have something. So Planet Zoo Food Shop. That would be something here for the food. We would also have something for drinking. We also have some toilets. I would like to get an info shop. There it is. Perfect. So this info shop here is the perfect first building that people see. No, actually, let's have some ornaments here, like a statue or something of some animals, you know, so people who come in here, they see that right away. So what we can do, though, is we can have some shops here if we want to. So there's the information, for example, where people can get their first information. Of course, we also want to have a toilet, which we're going to have over here, just beside the info point. Very good. And of course, my people also like to drink something. So we're going to have a Planet Zoo drink shop. And something like that, probably, yeah, over here on this side there. So there's something for drinking and a food shop. Perfect. Now that is looking like something already. Now, what we need next would be, ATMs. ATMs are always so nice to have. Let's have 3 here. People can spend some money there. And also for utility, those shops again need some power. So I'm going to have those power stations here. I'm just not sure yet how the power works. So I can see, oh yeah, this is easy. Look at that. So here we can see now how it works. So we're going to have the transformer here, where we have also the toilets there. And then we have a really, really narrow little street there going for that transformer here, since, well, that transformer does need a bit of street connection there, and this is working perfect. Now we have the transformator here too, the transformer, and this is producing now electricity for those traders there. Okay, so that's that. We don't have any animals in here, so no people yet. That's the next thing we want to do. So as you can see, it's going down actually, the daytime, so it's getting dark. We don't want that for the moment, so we can just freely change the day and night cycle here however we want to. So we have it morning again. For the building process, I don't like it when it's dark, so we're just going to keep it like that. Now I want to have some displays. Okay, so we do need some displays here for the fences. So here we have the window, the glass, and as you can see, now we have glass walls here where people can actually watch. And that's important because people need to watch our animals, of course. Let's also have a glass wall here. And let's also have a glass wall, or 2 glass walls here actually. Okay, so that people can actually watch my animals then do their thing. That's important. Something else is very important, and that's what we're going to do here on the back side of those cages. And that's having a really small street going here along these habitats. Why? Well, because my stuff also needs to get into those habitats. So we definitely want to have a connection there. So where is it? Habitat gate. And as you can see here, my staff can enter, for example, for feeding the animals, or also for if some animal is hurt, we can treat them like. So that's that. That's what we need here. And bear in mind, this is only like the basic, you know, we're still not having any ornaments here. Trees, bushes, benches, stuff like that. It's coming. And we're playing in challenge mode here, so we really have to watch the money. Okay, so we got 3 habitats. They're connected. They have glass. What this glass needs, well, we have to do that later. Let's get to the animals now. Animal market. Now, we do have some conservation credits, so I really want to use that first before we use any real money. You know, here I can now choose my species, what I want to choose here. So those are all the animals that we have in this case. And we want to use something that's rather cheap for the beginning. I think the African wild dog is something that is rather cheap. So let's have a look at the prices for that. Yeah, perfect. So that's 11 only for each one of them. So let's purchase this one here. It's a female. So I want to have 2 females and I think 2 males. Okay. Okay, those animals are no longer available for adoption, it seems. Because, why? The animal trading is online. So you're trading here your animals. You can, of course, breed them as well. But you're trading them with other people. Okay, so that's something you have to bear in mind. We didn't get any wild dogs so far. Let's have a look at that again. So it's a bit tricky. I don't know if I like that feature so much. Because animals are really hard to get at some point. You know, this was successful now. This is a male. We want to get some female here. They're a bit more expensive. Perfect. Now we are getting them. And the second female there, success. Very good. So now we should have 4 dogs that we can now move then into one of those shelters here, probably into this one here. And we do need some stuff first. So let's go for the stuff. And we need the caretaker. They're going to deliver the boxes then. And we're also going to need a keeper, which is going to like feed them and stuff like that. Let's go for my wild dogs now. African wild dog. Unfortunately, I cannot choose them all, you know, so I have to move them. And yeah, let's actually choose this one here. As you can see, my staff is now running already. And they're going to deliver those animals now to that habitat here. That's the first thing that we wanted to do. Perfect. Okay, so he's delivering them now. And while he's doing that, we should also be getting the first visitors then soon. So we're still at 0. The first one should be coming in soon once we have the first animals. And look at that. There's the wild dog coming now in that little box. So it's a bit strange, but I guess he fits in. Let's have a look. And there's our first animal in our zoo. Lavanda, an African wild dog. And well, she's just getting acquainted now with that little space that what we've got here. That little basic space here, of course. We haven't done anything here yet. So she's the first one. Well, the caretaker gets the other dogs there into that. We are going to go for another animal. So what else do we want? Let's see. We have some antelopes, a leopard. Oh, I think they're very expensive though. We might check it, yeah. So that is not possible at the moment, a leopard. A timber wolf, that might be possible. Perfect. Timber wolf is cheap. There are actually also some females. We want to get males and females because I think we can breed their new species, you know. And all of those animals actually have some, well, attributes. And we can then breed good animals out of them and sell them for some stuff. And now that we have the first animals in here, something amazing is happening. Our first visitors are coming into the zoo. Oh, I just love that. Our very first visitors here. Happy as they are. They don't know what's expecting them. And right, they can get some wild dogs here first. And I'm also going to get the other ones, the timber wolves. Yeah, we're going to move the timber wolves. Not into this one there, but into this one here. I hope it's not too small. In my first playthrough that I didn't record, it was always too big. So I hope in this case I'm not making it too small. And another timber wolf, perfect. So now we have the timber wolves here, we have the wild dogs here. Let's see what other animals we could still get. Something that is more exciting perhaps, a buffalo. There's no buffalo here, so we can't go for that. Ostrich, no. Black bear. Let's have a look at the black bears. Oh, they seem to be quite expensive. I could get one. Let's get a black bear. Perfect. That was a success. And let's get this animal now into that habitat here. So people can see a black bear right away when they enter my zoo. That's something I like. And of course we also want to have a display here on this side. So we have it on all the sides there. Perfect. So now we got the animals here, but those animals, they aren't exactly happy. Let's have a look at them. They're the first here. So look at that. Welfare is 0%. That's because animal has severe social. There is no space here, crowding issue. Okay, so I need to get some of them out here again. So let's move this one here back into my trade center. Okay, there are too many in there. What's next? I need to change something here now. Of course, the first thing is they're thirsty and hungry, so we need to look out for food. Those are wild dogs. So here we have the food bowl. It's for the ostriches. We have the food tray. They are for the wild dogs. And we want to place those food things here close to the display where my visitors can then see it. You know, so that's the food. Let's have 2 of them. And then also some water. The water pipe should be good for the wild dog there too. Perfect. And of course also so that my visitors can see them when they can drink something and eat something. So that's something that's important for their welfare. Otherwise they're, you know, dying and stuff like that. Okay, so it's still a bit too crowded here. So I'm also going to move this one here back to the trading. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to have another habitat with them, you know. No problem so far. So 2 of them, that should actually work out. Space is already better now. Enrichment and habitat has moderate environmental. That's because the terrain is not set up perfectly. So let's have a look at terrain. They want actually a lot of long grass. So let's go for the terrain now. And there we have long grass. And now let's see. Oh, actually they want short grass, what I can see now. Yeah, they want short grass. Look at that. Now it's getting better here. Okay, so everything here is now with that. And they also want a bit of soil. So let's have some soil here. Perfect. Now everything is green. So that's exactly what it's looking like. And they also need a shelter, of course. So let's have a small shelter. It's this one here. And actually I want to have a shelter on either side, on this side here. And let's also have one on this side here. Perfect. And I think it's also too small for them here, right? Yeah, so space is really a problem for those animals here. Let's get them out of here again. Okay, doesn't matter, so I'm just going to have a second habitat with them. That should be better now. They also... space is still a problem here. Perhaps if I move them over here, perhaps it's better then for them. It doesn't matter so much. You can just move stuff around and you can get other animals for that. You know, like animals that don't need that much space, for example. Okay, so as we can see now, that dog's coming in here and that really should be fine now for the dog here. Perfect. Now space is 100%, so this is big enough here for that. And we still do need the terrain, the plants, of course. And I also want to move some of those things here. There they can eat something then. And my stuff is already moving them. Perfect. So now we have that over there. And look at that. The people are already watching them. Beautiful. So that's that. That's for my... Oh, actually, we do have a brown bear in here. Let's move that bear over there. We should never have animals, of course, of different kinds here. I definitely do need also a second caretaker. So what is happening here now? We actually have them together there, which is not a good thing. My caretaker should take out the bear though. That's what he's doing. Perfect. Now the bear is gone from this place here. And space is good enough. So social group, that means that we need the same animals here. Okay, that's that. We already have some visitors. So what I really want to do here is I want to have something that is the donation box. So people also pay a bit of money if they like what they see, and that's what we need, those donation box here with the looking glasses. So people can actually donate a bit of money there if they want to. Okay, let's have a look if space is still a problem here. Nope, that's fine. So 2 here are perfectly fine in this case. They only need enrichment now. Well, that's something I can't give them right now because we haven't researched it. Terrain though, they want the grass short. Short grass, so that's what we want to give them for their well-being. Very good, and a bit of soil. Perfect, now it's green. And that's all they actually need. They don't need any plants, they don't need any trees. They're perfectly happy the way they are right now. The only thing that's missing now is enrichment, something I need to research. Here we have the bear. I hope the bear is fine with the way it is here. So he needs, well, a bit of temperature, plants and hard shelter. The bear doesn't have a shelter at the moment. So let's get a shelter here. That's that. And there we have a bit of a bedding here for the bear. You need to keep the animals happy, otherwise they are going to die at some point. So that's that. The bear also needs, of course, something to drink, once again. So in this case, we can see black bear, there it is, perfect, so that's fine. There he can drink something, and he will also need a food tray. Yeah, and the big one at that. So there's the bear, and look at that, he's perfectly happy now with that. Oh, actually he's not. Temperature is way too hot for him, so let's have a look at the temperature. The bear needs it, I think he needs it cool, right? It's too hot, yeah, so too hot. So I'm going for heaters and coolers, and here's a small cooler. And with that, we're going to make it cooler for the bear in this area here. So I'm going to place 4 coolers here. That should cool down the temperature. It's taking a bit of time, but look at that, it's going up now. So the bear is getting happy there. And he also wants some plants and terrain. So he wants actually to have some more, it seems like more short grass, right? Nope, long grass. That's the one. And not so much soil. Do we have soil here? Perfect, now it's green. That's what he wants. And he also wants, well, some plants. And he wants tiger and temperate plants. So let's have a look at that. We have the plants here. So for that I think we need, well, we have a beech tree here, that's temperate. So if we build that one, that should be fine. Yeah, it's going up a bit, but of course we need much more than that. So there we're planting now some trees here for the bear, where you can kind of like hide and stuff like that. Look at that, it's going up there now. We still don't have full coverage here though, so we also want to have some bushes, stuff like that. Temperate bushes. Let's find them. There are some bushes here, temperate, perfect. So here in those, in this area here, he can hide then. Perfect. Now the coverage is also green, so we do have enough, but of course I'm not going to stop here. We also want to have some bushes here. He just needs to feel home here in this little area there. That's the important thing. Now look at that. Just in the middle something here that we probably could do, a cherry blossom tree, something like that. Perfect. And that's where the bear is, and he's just walking around there now. And he should be feeling really happy about the terrain now, 100%. And also the welfare is also pretty good. So what's going on here? Enrichment. So that's something we need to do. The enrichment, let's have a look. We do have... We don't have a research station so far. So we now need to get a research, there it is, a small one. And for that we will need a veg stuff. Let's see. It's kind of obstructed, but it isn't. I was just able to build it. Okay, let's build it on the other side then. There it is. Now we just need a vet. Not a vendor, a veterinarian, perfect. And now we can start researching on that. Let's have a look. We have the black bear, and Hein here can now be moved over there, and he's now researching some enrichment items that we need for them. So that's the important thing. Alrighty, now over here, we have finished now the bear, kind of, and now we need to go for the wild dog. And the wild dog, oh, he's actually pretty happy so far. Well, he's not got enough space, and we definitely should have... We already have like 2. We already have like 2 animals in there. That's quite enough, but what we need here is we need a mechanic, because there's a broken unit. And we also need to have 2 vendors. Okay, that's that. I'm actually playing at the lowest speed and I'm already it's a bit fast here, everything. So let's have a look. We have those 2 animals in there. We shouldn't have anything in here. I'm going to move this dog again back to the station. So we only have 2 dogs in here. Terrain is 100% coverage. That's actually pretty fine so far. Only the enrichment is missing. So what we want to have is a second vet that I'm going to hide here. And we are going to put him on the wild dog. Oh, that's not possible right now because we only have 1 research station. Yeah, let's keep it at 1 research station then. I really want to get it any higher there for the moment because that costs just way too much. Okay, so I need a workshop, a quarantine, and power source is failing. That's here. So we do have a mechanic now and he should be doing that. So here we now have the vendors too, so we can actually start giving my guests some drinks and something to eat, because look at that, the happiness is quite low because they can't do that. And we also want to have some benches here for them. There they are. And don't worry, more ornaments are coming then. Okay, so there we have some benches here and people can actually also watch those animals there. What they're doing already. And we also should have... donation is already there, perfect. Alright, and that bear really is not happy and that's because he's trying to hide. Okay, it seems like we made this one here a bit too big, something like that. People can see way too much of him, even though there's some space here to relax too, you know, so he could just relax there. If we want to do something there, let's see. He could hide behind there, so no one would see him actually. But this bear seriously is not happy, so we need to keep that happy there all the time. And otherwise, you know, they're going to die at some point. I think those wild dogs are pretty happy by now. We just need to research the enrichment here and then we can push this one. But for the wild dogs, that's it. And probably we're just going to have a second wild dog here. And then they just can, you know, live all together in there. And we can get those enrichments then. We definitely need to keep the bear happy though. So perhaps we need to do something there. Alright, so that's the beginning. Only the beginning of a bigger zoo. And it's really complicated so far. I gotta say that. You have to do a lot of things at once. And time is really fast. So it's really not on your side here. And you need to keep a lot of those parameters here in check. So especially here. So stress, it's looking pretty good now. He can hide. But he still hasn't got the enrichment there. So we definitely need to look out for that before the bear really becomes too unhappy. Other than that, we have already 400 visitors now. And they're paying us some good money there. And yeah, let's just see how we can continue from here. I really want to get those tigers at some point. Stay tuned.